You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit in a plan and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Something, that's all you need. I wake up ready for the day because I believe in everything that I'm doing like it was meant to be. I get fixated and captivated on learning things. Don't hesitate to ask questions, the answer that I need. It's out there somewhere, I swear I can find the recipe. By testing, learning, and turning into a better me. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. I got all the voters. I swear to God, I've been at it for a minute. Climbing to the top, and this music was my ticket. Found a way to grind, turn a passion to a business. No limit, I'ma get it, having millions as a witness. I'm addicted to winning, living up every single day. I'll be fighting and building up in a million different ways. I don't think I can stop, I think I need the chase. I love the race, and I'm running till I'm first place. Long nights, long flights, I'ma make it big. Big dreams, big sights since I was a kid. Doing things that I like, let the pieces fit. I like the pain, feel alive when I'm under it. I could change, adapt, do what I need to. All these obstacles, they look and see through. Don't let the anger out, just let it feed you. I'll see you at the top, just let me teach you. Yeah, I'ma be a high roller. Move forward in the battle like soldier. In the game like closer. I'll be at the top of the chain, straight owner. Yeah, I got a different motor. I don't need any help, I'm a loner. You'll be seeing my name on posters. You could call me POTUS, I got all the votes.
They be like, really? You got a milli from doing something silly? I'm like, chilly, I've been killing for decades now, Billy. Well, maybe like several years, but who's counting really? I just know how to turn something silly into a milli. Got a lot to say, and a lot need to hear it. You don't quit today, we don't stop, no, we feel it to the top. Yeah, we change our whole world, yeah, we steer it. Getting lost in the things that make us all worth hearing. No, I'm the first one to turn up, learn stuff, but mostly I'm just in the lab getting work done. Cause the bills on the first, they still worth some. I never forget being broke, man, it hurts, son. But not as bad as not having any purpose. I took stabs, this and that, and it's working. But I still grind every day for that thirst. It's a curse being first, yeah, still gotta get my work done.
Yeah, I'ma be a high roller, move forward in the battle like soldier, in the game like closer. I'll be at the top of the chain, straight owner. Yeah, I got a different motive. I don't need any help, I'm a loner. You'll be seeing my name on posters. You could call me POTUS, I got all the voters. Let me get my head straight, I need a drink of water. It's been days I've had a headache. Don't wanna wake up one day, feel like I regret things. I want my story just to have a happy ending. And I don't got a plan B, a plan A's all I need. Took the ships from the sea and burnt them all, no retreat. It's kill or get, eat, and get buried with the seeds. But that makes me feel free, hella focused on my dreams. I got habits, they're established. I'm doing things a bit manic, but I can handle it. Juggle this, juggle that, struggle here, lose some cash, win and lose, make it back. You can choose your own path, nothing good comes fast, nothing fast ever lasts. So I'll be patient but attack, every day like it's my last. Push the pedal to the gas, burn the fuel that I have. Start a fire, light a match, I ain't never looking back. So plant hard in your feet, there's no retreat. Burn the boats on the shore till they're buried underneath. There ain't no going back. Forget the past, out of desperation are the people born who can last. There's no retreat, but believe you got it in you. You can do anything that you think that you need. Don't be scared, go succeed. The only people who compete are the ones who don't retreat. Feel unstoppable, ain't responsible to try to make all the impossible go flip to probable. This life is not something that's optional, it's got its obstacles, but it's a gift. So don't miss out on your chance to be phenomenal. Push all the chips in, I take risks cause risky wins. I take it straight to the chin, then get right back up again. I don't lose, I always win, cause any loss is a lesson. I got a different engine, wanna go, I'll go again. I'm on the chase while they running, call the plays that are coming. Turn a profit out of nothing, like a prophet up and coming. Taking shots, I'm always gunning, when I gamble never bluffing. Last shot, I'll be clutching, hit the shot they always wanted. Game winners, train killers, I can make 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures. Pay for any fucking dinner, paint a picture. Life richer, good people, good liquor. Life bigger, fight winner, I just wanna get there quicker. So plant hard in your feet, there's no retreat. Burn the boats on the shore till they're buried underneath. There ain't no going back. Forget the past, out of desperation are the people born who can last. There's no retreat, but believe you got it in you. You can do anything that you think that you need. Don't be scared, go succeed. The only people who compete are the ones who don't retreat. stop, I'll take a shot. I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not
Let's
someone
go.
that you would wanna cross.
I move quietly, like a shadow, there's a dark side to me. I work privately to go build and create my own dynasty. A new rivalry, it emerges ever so silently. But I got fight in me, so I'll squash anything that's trying me. I'm like, me versus you, I hope that you know what you're getting into. I got nothing to lose, so you better watch out, can't predict my moves. I'll make you irrelevant, I don't stop till I'm at the top settling. I live here like a local resident, and you know I ain't selling it.
I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross.
Round two, I gotta screw loose. I'll work all night if it's what I gotta do. Who needs sleep when the caffeine's brewed? I don't fatigue, I just have to move. I don't work with others, they just slow me down and my progress suffers. It's not you, it's me, but really I just work much better when I'm free. I don't do things for the hell of it, I do things that I do for the benefit. I make moves that'll make me relevant. I've been telling them, you just gotta work hard, play hard, punch that race card, move fast, take charge, do that, make hard, move past fake cards, lose that hate card, and never give up when the gun goes, race start.
I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. I won't stop, I'm here to get what I want. I'm not lost, I'm here to make it to the top. I'll take a shot, I'll overpower any boss, cause I am not someone that you would wanna cross. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. Out of the darkness, out of the fear, here comes the monster waiting in there. Heart rate is rising, some call it scared. You'll feel the chill start raising your hairs.
It's too late, you're here now. I hope that you're prepared, cause there's no getting out. You can feel the energy, dark like a cloud. Electrified by panic, terror and doubt. Don't cross me, or you'll learn quick the hard way that I'm not one to mess with. I got a mind, and that mind's full of mean tricks. I'll plant a seed in your red where the fear will stick.
And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me who's going home. Look up, cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Push never cross me, 'cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my calling, now you're a dead man walking. And I'll haunt your nightmares. Little did you know that I like fear. When you turn, I'll be right there. You should be afraid, you should be scared. We're all alone, you're on your own. It's you and me, who's going home? Look up, 'cause I'm right here. Welcome to a real life nightmare. Ahead of me, I work so hard for everything. Don't wanna lose my time or my mind on the grind, but I want a better life for me. I do the things I hate to do, just to try to find my way to you. I see you in my mind all the time, visualized, and I hope that I can make it through. I gotta find
been looking for a way out. I'm sick of feeling like I'm way down, stuck in the middle of a large crowd. I just gotta fight and climb my way and then break out. Adrenaline in my system, I just wanna be different, I just wanna be winning. I've had this fight since the beginning, got a mind with no limits, but sometimes I forget it. Look
Look at myself in the mirror, I just wanna see clearer. I can feel a little angst, I'm sick of my life, I just wanna make a change. The world is calling my name, I'm a little afraid, but I need to be brave. Cause when my head is filled with doubt, I just wanna be fearless. No help from anyone else, the bullets fly with the shells. I'm gonna start to rebel and build an army to help, the strongest you've ever felt. I feel a change in the winds, the road is shifting again, it's time to go all in. I'm bringing all of my friends, and now we're playing to win, we ride or die to the end. Look at myself in the mirror, I just wanna see clearer. I can feel a little angst, I'm sick of my life, I just wanna make a change. The world is calling my name, I'm a little afraid, but I need to be brave. Cause when my head is filled with doubt, I just wanna be fearless. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
What's this? That's my cleaves and my wine. My coffee. It's a man after one fucking hard. I've got one.
There's too much that's going on, I don't know what to do. Paralyzed by options in this world, can't pick and choose. Yeah, everybody's life is on display, including you. Yeah, I feel every day is just the same, stuck in a loop. I need some variety, I'm sick of this anxiety. I'm sick of this society, they make us feel a rivalry. Compare ourselves to others, but we all got different mothers. We were raised in different structures, so we're different, it's no wonder, yeah. I just want a great life, something where I feel like I just didn't waste time. Something I look back and say that was a great time. Cause man, I just hate when the years pass by the wayside. I'm so lost inside, and I need a little time to find who I am in this life. I will find a way to feel alive. I'm so lost inside. You better watch out now, I figured something out, what this whole life's
allow what Russia's doing in Ukraine to go forward with impunity, then it's a Pandora's box that opens up. And every would-be aggressor around the world will say, well, if they can get away with it, I can get away with it too. That's a recipe for a world in conflict.
There's a reason you haven't heard from Gonzalo Lira yet with his so-called attempts at asylum in Hungary. It's because the state security services, better known as the SBU, are some of the most talented and focused law enforcement agents across the globe. And in doing so, they knew where Gonzalo Lira was.
False. President Biden says he wants 50% of new cars to be electric by 2030.
True, but I guess now it's 60%.
True or false? A typical electric car requires 6 times the mineral inputs of a conventional car.
Yes.
If 50% of the cars were electric vehicles today, is there enough power on the electric grid to charge them all?
Absolutely not. No.
You said in your written statement, Mr. Bradbury, I'm going to quote you, if every country in the world achieved its stated EV targets by 2030, the total savings in carbon dioxide emissions would be expected to reduce global temperatures by only 0.0002 degrees Fahrenheit by the year 2100. Given this fact, is it unilaterally gutting the U.S. auto market, critical mineral supply chain, and the grid stability? Is that the solution for addressing the temperature goals?
Well, I don't think so.
I asked for curtain banks. Oh my God, I don't even want to look at it. It's so awful. What is this? I don't know what to do. It's so awful. Oh my God. I just walked out. I said thank you and I walked out. Oh my God, what has she done? Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm going to do to fix it. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That's so awful. Oh my God. Oh.
The best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
The idea that Los Angeles and what am I doing here? For two reasons. One, we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. But the nature, not a solid meeting with America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. All right, God save the Queen, man. I like my coffee dark.
The planet is literally cooking. Mate, you can shut your mouth. You can shut your mouth. People are dying
Senator McKim,
because
resume
of
your
you
seat.
and sociopaths like you.
Senator McKim,
I'm not going to cop interjections from sociopaths like Senator Canavan.
Senator
I will
McKim, resume
not cop
your
it.
seat.
And what they've got to answer for is death, disease, displacement, starvation, people dying of thirst, arable farming lands turning into desert, and most likely billions of people dead by the end of this century, and the collapse of the ecosystems that actually support all human life on this planet. That's what people like Senator Canavan have got to answer for.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to have your eardrums caressed, your eyeballs blown out of your head, and your worlds just about rocked. It's Friday night, it's John and Ben, and it's all in.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know miraculous? Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy. Don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy. Don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Well, how are you, Ben?
Yeah, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Brandon 24, baby.
Yep, Brandon 24.
Brandon 24.
Oh, that's quite bright.
What are you doing?
I turned the light on, but I think it's too bright with it. Well, there we go. Right.
You looking?
It's quite bright.
Am I looking at 2 different cameras here?
I think you might be. I wondered what was going on there. Let me, hey, you know what it would be. It wouldn't be chasing descent if we hadn't done something wrong, would it now?
No, I'm definitely looking at you on 2 different cameras here.
Not anymore, you are.
There you go.
That's better. Don't I look
way better.
Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You asked me a question in the pre-roll, Ben, and I'm going to open this here can of, well, it's Old Speckled Hen. Because this is what Joe Rogan did on Tuesday, didn't he? With his guest.
I have no idea.
Well, he did. He opened a can, and him and his guest had opened their cans and toasted each other as they drank Bud Light at the start of his podcast.
Oh dear.
Much did that cost Bud Light?
Well, how much did that cost Bud Light?
Well, Rogan goes, it's just silly. It's actually all right, So, hey.
Dirty dishwater water.
Paid off. I mean, how much does a man make? How much does he make from Spotify without having to take a cut from Bud Light for promoting their crap?
Well, yeah, of course. Bud Light are finally admitting that Dylan Mulvaney's the problem.
Well, of course he is. How could he not be? Look at him.
She. YouTube censorship gods. We know. Well,
I don't know. Has it had bottom surgery?
No.
There you go. Has it managed to change its chromosomes?
Dylan likes to actually say on TikTok how you should embrace the lady bulge. The lady bulge.
Yeah, okay. Let's just not go down that route.
I'm just saying, that's what Dylan says.
I know. But anyway, that's why Joe Rogan's trending, Ben.
Because he opened some Bud Light.
Yeah, he's sold out to Bud Light. What a show.
Well, you know, they must be desperate.
No, if they were desperate, they'd have paid us. Would you have taken it? Would you?
Ooh. Super chat straight off the bat.
Wow.
Flying the flag then, John. And that, ladies and gentlemen, right there is how you get your comment prioritized.
Yes, I've had 2 new flags this week.
He has.
In fact, one of them's hanging. I'm not sure about the black one yet, because I don't want to get struck. But they're all, as you can see, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flags? How many's up?
You've got a few. There's a few flags up there.
Yeah. There's a few flags up there.
It's a multitude of flags, yeah. There's flags. And one day I will have a smoke machine, and as Trudy asked for as well, a bubble machine. Going at the same time for no other reason. And then I'll probably fill the studio up with smoke.
Yeah, and then somebody will phone the fire brigade. And you'll basically get swatted.
They'll either phone the fire brigade or they'll phone the cops and go, someone's hotboxing out there. They're having a smoke up.
They'll phone the fire brigade. They see a shed with smoke coming out it, they'll phone the fire brigade. Guaranteed.
Dreadeye says put it on the other side of the camera. That's the plan. Just hang it over there. Now and again, blast the smoke coming out.
And it's good to see Andrew back in the house. I believe he got his router today, although he had to go and pick it up from the depot himself.
Oh my word!
So much for parcel farce.
Well, that has taken some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Trudy says she loves bubbles. So do my children, Trudy. So do my children. They absolutely love bubbles a bit too much. And by the time they're done playing with them, you put that residue all over our laminate floor. And it's like a walking slip and slide. The whole living room, like a walking slip and slide. Oh,
I told you.
Christ.
I told you.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say. Right. Okay, Doug.
Thank you.
Right, so it's Friday night, and it doesn't feel right because I haven't got myself all riled up with my wandering introduction. I did it. I know you did it. That's what I mean. I haven't got myself riled up. So I don't think we'll do that again.
Hold on, put the roundel up.
No, I don't want to do it again.
I
need to make something up, and it comes to me as I'm watching the pre-roll, but it's too late now. What did you think of the pre-roll? What did you think of the Australian guy who has lost it big time? Has he not?
You're killing everybody! You're killing people! Oh my god!
People are dying because of sociopaths like you. Yes, you sociopath. People are dying.
Ben went flying. I'm really sorry. Put him back. Please don't go flying again, Ben.
Right. Okay. What do you want to start with? What would you like to start with, Ben?
Well, I'm surprised nobody has said, Ben, why is your shirt not done up at all yet?
Oh God.
I was really hoping they'd notice.
Why would you draw attention to yourself? 2, why would anyone ask you? Because they know you're an exhibitionist. 3, it's the South Coast, so if it's going to be hot, it's going to be hot there. 4, you're in a sweatbox made of wood and heavily insulated.
And 5, militant mushrooms, absolutely correct. I'm just a love machine.
Don't please, people. If I beg you to do one thing, it is do not stroke his ego anymore. I need a haircut, don't I? I really do.
What?
I need a haircut.
You need a haircut?
Well, you chose to have your hair long. I'm not. I'm going to have to go and get a haircut. This is ridiculous.
I'm just a love machine. I've got that. No.
No, you're not.
No. Shall we start then with the thing that we forgot to talk about? That was the name of Wednesday night's show.
The Donald.
Mm-hmm.
So, apparently been arrested again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Why do they keep arresting him?
It looks to me like his lawyers are absolutely correct, and it's to draw attention away from the Bidens. Because every time something happens with the Bidens, Ben, please stop trying to run away. Every time something happens with the Bidens, Donald Trump gets arrested or indicted.
Yeah.
Literally the next day.
Yeah.
And this is a pattern.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could be right. I mean, let's face it. The Bidens are in a shitload of trouble, or they should be, because they appear to have broken a multitude of laws.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can just So, okay. So let's say you're absolutely right, and you are probably absolutely right. But the argument that's being made for Donald Trump right now can also be made for Joe Biden, right? Let's bring all these charges against Joe Biden, if there are charges to be brought. He's president, to pardon himself.
I don't think you can.
Yes, you can.
Not if you're impeached.
As long as you are still in power, pardon yourself.
Well, it's part of the impeachment process, and not the fact that you're no longer allowed to take the actions of the president. I don't know. I mean, it should be.
Well,
if I understand impeachment as a word, that would kind of indicate what would happen.
Well, remember, Trump was impeached twice, and he was never.
Yeah, but he didn't pardon himself.
Removed. No, but what I'm saying is, like, all of the charges right now that are against Donald Trump, if he wins in 2024, he'll just pardon himself.
So we have a major flaw here, right? Because what we have is a dictatorship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a democracy. It never was a democracy. It's not even a constitutional republic. If the president has the power to overrule the states and to impose martial law, federal laws, and pardon himself if he does anything wrong, then really it's just a banana republic.
Oh,
Send
really?
in Lizzo.
And the bananas and the lady parts.
Send Lizzo in with extra bananas. Sorry, Joe, you're running a banana republic, and we're not impressed. I mean, basically, that's what it is. I mean, so I mean, what's going to happen here? They're going to keep doing this to Trump, so either he can't run, or he gets to jail, so he can't run, or something.
Yeah, but even if he's in jail, he can still run.
How can you run for president if you're in jail?
Well, you can. He's on the ballot.
But presidents aren't allowed to vote, are they?
No, they're not allowed to vote, but they're allowed to be voted for.
This is just, I mean, this is literally a banana republic. It's just a joke. I mean, how can this country hold its head up on the world stage? Really? I mean, how can it? And that guy Blinken that you saw in the start of the pre-roll, he's a complete and utter narcissistic idiot. I mean, you replace the words he said, if you replace Ukraine and, if you replace the word Russia with the USA and Ukraine with any Middle Eastern or Far Eastern country, basically, then basically the story's the same one, you know? The USA have done this, caused this, you know? And they've done it more often than Russia's done it.
Well, of course they have. But we're not allowed to talk about that.
Because it's Team America, world police.
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah, America.
Yeah.
Right. Well, shall we move on? Shall we move on to Sunak? Who's not in the country. He's in California.
He's in America.
Hold on.
America. It's on holiday.
First question I have many questions here, right? But the first question is, why does a Conservative MP go on holiday to California?
Well, yeah, that is a very, very, very... I think it's because his daughters probably wanted to go to proper Disneyland.
Well, go to Disney World, it's better.
And it's in Florida.
Yeah, why not go to Florida?
Well, that's where I'd have gone.
I'd have gone to Florida. I mean...
Yeah, I'd have gone.
California's a lovely state, right? But apparently its cities are in a state. That's the problem, right? So where's he holidaying in California? Is he on a dude ranch or something?
They probably...
Has he gone to seek trousers that may fit him?
He may, because remember, the wife's a billionaire, right? So I was looking on Airbnb, and I actually might make a video on the other channel in the coming days about what I found on Airbnb. Some of the properties you can rent in California for like 30 grand for 3 nights.
No, I can't rent that. I don't have 30
No,
grand.
me and you can't rent that, but Rishi Sunak's wife can.
Yeah, okay, but so anyway, so Rishi's in California, and what happens? Oh, surprise, surprise! Greenpeace, who do nothing these days. I mean, they do nothing, right?
They just wanted some relevance again, didn't they?
Well, no. Somebody phoned them and says, "Hey, Greenpeace, I've got a job for you. You up for
Got
it?"
a job for you.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was just Stop Oil?
No. I think it was either Six or GCHQ.
Yeah, we've already spoken about this, by the way. I'm just drawing it out. This must have been some kind of inside job, because what the hell? How the hell does a sitting prime minister's family residence have that happen to it without the police even being informed for 2 hours?
No.
How?
Doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. It can't happen. And the police were either in on it, or they are just, as was on the front page of some newspapers today, wildly incompetent, and heads will roll.
Well, I did a quick dig into who the Chief Constable of North Yorkshire Police is, and it's a woman. So don't think heads are going to roll.
You think she's going to get away with it?
Yeah, but it's a setup. Come on. I mean, come on.
It's got to be.
I mean, Sunak talks to us as if we're children, right?
Yeah.
You know, when he's a bit like Kamala Harris talking to the Americans.
Let me just interrupt you there for a second, because I'm going to need to talk to them like they're children. 17 viewers and 4 likes. Continue.
Right, so it's a bit like Kamala Harris talking to the American public. He talks down to us. He patronises us. He thinks we're idiots. Okay, and I think he actually genuinely thinks that we can't think. And he thinks, oh, I've got a good idea. I need a bit of sympathy from the British public, because generally they don't like me. Oh, you think? Right. So anyway, nobody elected you, remember?
Nobody.
No, not even your party
even your
elected
own party.
you. Yeah. So nobody elected you. Yeah. Nobody likes you. Yeah. And you can't find a decent tailor. For God's sake, man. How much money does it take to make a pair of trousers that fit a dwarf? But anyway, moving on. He thinks I need some sympathy, so I'm just going to set this up and see if I can get some. I'll get them to do something to the house, but I don't really want the house destroyed. So all they're going to do,
the house.
Yeah, they're just going to put some black sheets down the front of it. I mean, what kind of protest is that?
I don't know, and it's like then they're not even going to touch my new leisure centre. My new leisure centre is going to remain just fine.
No, so if I was doing it, and that's for the purposes of YouTube censorship, if I was a Greenpeace activist and I was doing it, I would have used something that was going to leave more of a mark, like, tar or something.
Yeah, black paint at the very least.
Yeah, but you would have tried to make something that's actually going to leave a mark, and it's going to take them a bit of effort to get rid of. But you're not just going to put drapes over the front of the house. I mean, basically they just hung up giant set of curtains over the house.
Yeah, and then that insufferable GB News twat that went into Greenpeace's office.
Right, okay, so and you might not like what I'm about to say here, because I mean, it happens quite often. I say things that people don't like, but this guy, right? Well, one, GB News is a joke organisation, and it's
not a news channel.
I've said that from day one. I've said I don't like GB News, and I don't think they're a proper organisation, and I don't think they deliver proper news. I think they're just part of the MSN. I've said it from day one, and I'm still saying it, right? But secondly, that guy just did a Mitzi. That's exactly what he did. He did exactly what Mitzi does, right? So he just did exactly the same thing, and yet people think he's a hero. Why?
I don't think he's a hero. I think he's a moron.
Yeah. You all you need to do is go onto Twitter and people think he's a hero. So why do they think he's a hero?
That was so good. You did a home.
Basically, he did a corporate invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, it wasn't at home, but he did a Mitzi. Mitzi does that in shops, doesn't he? So what's the difference between
turning on their taps and
he made himself a cup of tea? He stole something from them. He admitted that on TV. He made himself a cup of tea without invitation. He stole from them.
But we also have to play devil's advocate here, because what if Greenpeace are in on it?
Well, maybe. Yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. The way Greenpeace are in on it was, well, maybe they are, but it doesn't matter. The way it's been portrayed is he's a hero and he's wandered in and just done this, so he's committed a crime.
Well, I would say so.
He has committed a crime. So I have no respect for GB News, and I've even less now.
I have no respect for GB News. I have no respect for Greenpeace. I have no respect for Rishi Sunak. I have no respect for the Conservative government, or in fact a Labour government, if they were to come to power in its place. I really don't have any respect for any of these establishment twits. And yes, I wouldn't even call Greenpeace establishment twits, because they are. They are part of the establishment. It's all one big circle.
Yeah.
How many of them are security services plants in activist organisations like that? I would say half of Just Stop Oil probably are at this point. You know, these people are... Oh, Militant Mushroom says Greenpeace slapped a banner on the Nazca lines and moved rocks to do it. Ooh, you should never move the rocks on the Nazca lines.
Yeah, why would they do that?
Because they're establishment twits.
Yeah.
And all of these people, they just want you looking at them. They want your attention and focus pushed towards whatever the narrative of the day is, whatever they're pushing. And you've got to learn. You've got to learn to just blot it all out. And I know we're talking about it, but we're talking about it from the point of view that it's all just an absolute load of crap. Because like I said, this guy, first of all, not only is Rishi the sitting prime minister, but his wife is a billionaire. You are going to tell me that this house doesn't have 24 mansion, by the way, does not have 24/7 private security? Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
And it has. It's got the police. It's got the police watching it.
Well, he's the sitting prime minister.
Yeah.
It's his family home. His wife and kids are not always going to want to be at number 10. Of course. They're just leaving the wife and children.
This is a bit like saying when the Queen's dead, right? It's not the Queen.
The King.
When the King's not in Balmoral, you can just wander in and nobody will challenge you.
Of course you can't.
That's exactly what we're saying here.
Well, yeah, because let's face it, even though he's not the head of state, Rishi Sunak is effectively the head of state.
Yeah, of course he is. He's Prime Minister.
Yeah. I mean, the head of state is obviously the king by title.
Yeah,
but he's not the one who makes the laws. He's not the one who does the day-to-days. The head of state, the effective head of state's family home
Rishi Sunak.
has no protection at all.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe
it's a setup. It's a setup, and it's just. I mean, what's he trying to do? I don't know. Is it?
I'll tell you something else now, John. Because I want to revisit a conversation we had earlier in the week, and come round to your way of thinking. It is my contention that Gonzalo Lira is definitely an SBU asset.
I told you that. What's made you think? What's turned you?
His story. I've done a bit more digging. And he's been out of prison for a month.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
When he first got out of prison, he was telling people he was ringing people, and emailing people and telling people he had a tag. Yet he's saying in his video they forgot to put a tag on him.
Yeah, okay.
But he was telling people that he had a tag. He was also telling people asking them for help and being very, very persistent on giving these very anti-Ukrainian people, getting these very anti-Ukrainian commentators home addresses. Now, they were not wanting to give him their home addresses for obvious reasons. And so people have been talking to people, and I've seen some stuff from Scott Ritter as well.
Yeah, I've seen Scott's stuff. I saw Scott's stuff just half an hour before I came on the show.
What I will say is this. Gonzalo Lira is lying about many things.
Yeah. And Scott's...
Like, his eye was not scratched up. His eye wasn't scratched up. It wasn't.
Scott Ritter basically came out with the same things I said in the show the other night.
Yeah. Yeah. So I looking at the evidence, and then I saw a video about how basically anybody who comments on Gonzalo Lira's stuff, their metadata is being collected by the SBU. He is,
or as Lord Ho says, Esper. Why does he say it like that?
What I want people to know is,
is my camera frozen? Damn it!
Yeah. Oh, he was doing so well. It was going so well. Yeah, what I want people to know is this. There are a great many things that Gonzalo Lira is not telling the truth about. He's not telling the truth about the eyeball thing. Absolutely not. There's no way that they scratched up the whites of his eye with a toothpick and it's completely healed. There's no way.
That's just nonsense.
They just scratched the whites of my eye with a toothpick and then says nothing more. Like, it took months to heal. You would have had it covered with an eye patch.
What's the point? Why would people do that anyway? Just a matter of interest.
And also another point that was made, not by Scott Ritter, but by another guy who lives in the Donbass that I was watching, was that the second that the SBU didn't like the fact that he was speaking out against the government of Ukraine, they stole and seized his bank accounts, and he was unable to do anything. And yet Gonzalo Lira was able to access and transfer, your camera's frozen again, on PayPal.
I'll be back, keep talking.
That PayPal had to have been linked to bank accounts that were obviously still active. And he was able to use and move money through, and he was able to live. And somehow the security services of Ukraine, who have arrested this guy more than once, let him keep bank accounts, let him continue to... It just doesn't make much sense to me. Whether or not he's doing it under duress, who knows? But it does look like he was trying to, in the month before he made those videos and quote-unquote tried to cross the border, he was trying to extract information from other Ukraine-critical quote-unquote commentators and journalists, such as their home addresses and things like that. And that's worrying, because he also knows at all times that the SBU would be monitoring his phone calls, they would be monitoring his emails. So he would ask for that information, knowing that he's being monitored anyway, even if he wasn't an asset. He's asking for that information knowing that he's being monitored. Because, come on, they're not going to not monitor this guy. His trial was allegedly supposed to be today. So, you think they're just not going to monitor him? Because I think that yeah. Oh, look, I can see an empty chair. John's gone away. He's run away. He's left me. There. Oh, look, there he is. Hi.
Hello.
Hold on, we'll wait for him to get his ears in. That's it. Pick him up.
I'll wait to have a look at it.
Put 'em in.
Sorry.
There you go. There you go.
I went to have a look at it to see what was going on.
I just went on an amazing monologue and rant. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
You missed it.
Yeah.
You missed every bit of it.
I can always watch it back. Right.
The point I was making is, even if he wasn't an asset of the SBU, right, his alleged trial was meant to be today, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that he was running away from.
Yeah.
And he would have known at all times that all of his communications, be it phone call or otherwise, would have been monitored by the SBU.
Yeah.
And yet he was on those communications asking people critical of the Ukrainian government things like their address.
He's an agent of the SBU.
Why would you do
I
that?
got that. Yeah. Right. Shall we move on?
Yeah, I suppose we shall. We should. We will.
Well, let's talk about Niger, because we forgot to talk about that the other night as well.
I've still not done much research, so I punt it to you.
Okay, so Niger had a coup, and they flung out the French puppet president because France kind of still rules most of that part of Africa, you know.
Yeah.
And they still manage it, and they still have quite a large military presence there. I think they've got in the region of like 4,000 troops or something in Africa. You know, so it's quite big, or maybe not quite as much as that. But so they've flung out the French puppet president, and the guy from it's frozen again.
I don't know why this keeps happening to you.
This is ridiculous.
I apologise, ladies and gentlemen, but it would not be an episode of Chasing Descent without constant technical difficulties. Hi there, Una Smith.
This is what happens when you don't have any money to buy good kit.
Yeah, well, that's true. You can press the button.
That's true.
There you go. That is what happens when you don't have any money. We buy second-hand cameras, and they might die occasionally, and we can't afford to replace them. And people will say, oh, just use a webcam. But how can we give you a good quality experience on a webcam? And besides, we started this show with just webcams and stuff like that, and we've raised our game, we've raised the quality, we've brought it up. I'm actually going to change my focus. Bring myself, I think, about there.
Yeah, so if that's it, I'm going to have to switch to the ATEM come next show. But that means I've got all weekend to set it up.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. So Niger has had a coup. They flung out the French puppet president. They've got a consortium of the military in charge just now, and the army have said, yeah, we stand behind the government. And some of their neighbours are standing with them, and the rest of the guys, the ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, which is basically French and American controlled, is talking about invading it. So we're talking about that's it fucked again.
And whilst he
Right,
screws and shouts and screams,
just
another invasion.
Yeah. So and now France is talking about invading them as well.
Yeah.
Right. So, and if France goes in, it's NATO troops, effectively, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then you've got Niger, which doesn't have a big army, but who else is in Niger? Wagner. Because that's what Wagner was originally for, wasn't it? It was to pursue Russia's interests in Africa. So there's about 4,000 Wagner troops in Africa and about 6,000 US troops in Africa. So what we're going to see is another proxy war in Africa between France and a private corporation, because it won't be Russia, it'll be Wagner.
Yeah. Yay, war! And I'm not.
What's it good for? Absolutely filling the coffers. Absolutely filling the coffers of armament companies.
Say it again.
So some guy who purports to be an intelligence analyst today says, this is really quite good because we've shipped. We're not giving Ukraine money. We're just shipping them missiles that we don't really need anymore, like Stingers. They're 40-year-old missiles. They're past the sell-by date. So we're shipping them over to Ukraine because it costs us $8,000 to $10,000 to commission each one, to decommission each one. So we'll just ship them over to Ukraine, and I'm saying, yeah, great job. And then they're turning up in the Middle East and in Mexico.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, no, that's just nonsense. That's just nonsense. None of that stuff. Well, okay. It wasn't a Ukrainian transport plane that crashed in Syria then that was full of arms heading for the Middle East. It was.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And then I posted a clip from a mainstream media newspaper that says, missiles like the ones in Ukraine are turning up in the hands of Mexican cartels, and he says, "Did you miss the word like? Oh, holy shit!" So, right, if they're not the ones that were sent to Ukraine, then there's another leak somewhere, and the Mexican cartels are getting them straight out of the States. So either way, it's a disaster. I mean, these people are so freaking stupid. I mean, they're running on empty. I mean, I don't understand how they get through the day. How do they even put their shoes and socks on?
I just don't know. It's like these NAFOs. Right? These NAFOs.
I had a NAFO snapping round my ankles today. I just said, go away, little NAFO troll. Nobody likes you. Nobody's interested. Nobody respects you. And we definitely don't want to know what you got up to in your mama's basement.
No, I mean, they definitely got up to something in their mama's basement. I mean, can you imagine the after party after that NAFO summit? That's where the new Koof variant probably came from. Oh no, they're actually blaming the new Koof. Have you seen this?
Oh, on Barbenheimer.
On Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yeah.
I will say, yeah, I went to see Oppenheimer last night. I'll talk about it a bit later. But it was a Thursday night. Films are 15, so we can't blame the school holidays for this. And it was over 3/4 full.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rammed performance. So people are coming out for this movie. They may be coming out for it because of the whole Barbenheimer social media craze. Oh my God! Look, I've done Barbenheimer. I've seen.
Well, I've done Barbie. I wish.
You wish you'd done a little plastic doll.
No, Margot Robbie.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you could probably get inflatable versions if you need it, John.
Chill out. Strange boy. Right, so, yeah, so you liked Oppenheimer?
I loved Oppenheimer.
Loved that? Oh, strong words.
Yeah,
but
no,
was it the spectacle that blew you away, or was it the actual content?
Well, the film itself was very, very competent. It was competently made, competently shot, and more importantly, Cillian Murphy. If the Oscars actually mean anything anymore, if he doesn't get Best Actor, there's no justice in this world. It was a standout performance. But no, it's the entire package, and it must be seen, as far as I'm concerned, cinematically, because the sound design played a lot into how it made you,
yes,
invoke
right.
feelings. And
I know what you're saying, but I would contend that if that's the case, you're better listening to it in a properly set up like 5.1 or 7.1 system in the house rather than going to a cinema, because at the cinema you get all the distractions and you never get the best seat. Because, where are you going to sit?
We sat on the second row down from the top.
Uh-huh.
and it was a wonderful seat. And the sound system in our cinema is particularly loud.
Yeah, but see, loud doesn't mean good.
No. Tony says I might go to the cinema at the end of the month. Sound of Freedom due to be screened. Well, if you had a choice between the two, I would say go see the Christopher Nolan movie. Go see Oppenheimer. And yeah, it is a overly dramatized biopic, and you do get to see Florence Pugh's chest balls, which is, some men might like. But it is good. It is very, very, very good. It is very competently made. It's 3 hours and a minute long, and it didn't feel like I was in that cinema for 3 hours, which is a sign of a good movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Considering it was a movie that was basically all dialogue as well. For it to keep going and to be paced that well.
3 hours and how long?
3 hours, 1 minute.
That's long.
It is, but it didn't feel like it. And that might have been because of the entire experience. But it just didn't feel like it. And like I said, for a film that's entirely almost dialogue, that was quite an impressive thing to pull off. So yeah, my review is absolutely brilliant. Go and see it if you can. John,
yeah.
Why am I no longer on the screen? You took me away.
I didn't do anything.
I turned into the Windows logo on the show.
OBS has crashed.
No, we're back now. We're back.
Yeah, right. So I think are we still back? Are we streaming?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can see us.
Yeah. So OBS has crashed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we'll keep going because,
I mean, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's freaking unbelievable, isn't it?
If we just disappear at any point, folks, that's why.
OBS is a piece of shit, and we say this all the time.
It's free, and we don't have any money for anything else.
That's the problem. But yeah.
OBS is open broadcast software, and it's what pretty much all the streamers use in order to build scenes. So what you're looking at right now is not what we see. John builds that scene inside OBS, and then that's how we port out the show. So that comes out to you through open broadcast software, and it looks the way it looks because of that. I think you are sending. Are you sending me a picture?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So you can see what I'm looking at.
Okay, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's crashed. Yeah. It's still running.
It's still running, but it has crashed, yeah.
It has crashed.
Freaking useless.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
That is OBS Studios. I hope you've clicked wait for the program to respond.
I have. Right, okay. So, are we going to see a civil war in Africa? Possibly. Are we going to see France going into Niger to protect its interests? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Has Burkina Faso, which is one of the countries next to Niger, and has said that they would support Niger, I think, thrown out Canadian corporations and confiscated all their gold? Yes, they have.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? So actually that brings us on to Canada. So what's happened in Canada?
Oh, Canada. Well, lots have happened in Canada. So are you talking about the social media?
Yeah.
Right, so Canadian Bill C-10 has been passed into law.
Yeah.
And has come into effect.
Uh-huh.
And Canadian Bill C-10 by Justin Trudeau and his quote-unquote Liberal Party, and I say that in inverted commas because there's nothing really very liberal about these people, is there, says that social media companies who display any news to any Canadians must pay the news organisations money for every single time that news from their organization is posted. And that means if, say, me or you posted a news article to Twitter, or X as it's called now, and somebody saw that with that link, then X owe that news company that we linked to money.
Yeah, okay.
So
this has
Meta
kind of already happened in Australia, though.
Yeah, but the way Meta have responded to this is by banning all Canadians from seeing any news from any news source at all on Facebook, Instagram, and Meta platforms.
Which is exactly what they did in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then came to an agreement with the news corporations. Right, so I don't understand who's winning here, right? Because the news corporations don't lose because they're getting free advertising, right?
Yep.
So the news corporations don't lose out of the current setup. So they really don't need paid, okay?
Well, no, because if we put their article up and someone clicks through to it, they get the click. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The news corporations don't lose just now under the current setup. Therefore, they don't need paid. So they're not losing money.
No.
So all that's happening would be they would be gaining money for no additional service, right? Now, who's losing is the government.
Well, yeah, because they're seen as the bad man censors, first of all.
No. The government are losing big style, right? Because the government in Canada have now lost their propaganda mechanism.
Well, yes,
on
actually,
Facebook.
you're right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Through the social media.
why has the government implemented this when it's just lost its propaganda mechanism?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the government didn't think that companies like Meta would push the self-destruct button rather than come to some kind of agreement first.
Yeah.
They didn't think they would do this. And this is more, like you say, this is a power play to come to an arrangement, to come to an agreement. But it doesn't just include the mainstream media. It includes little news sources like me and you.
No, it doesn't.
It includes...
No, it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
No, it doesn't. How does it include us?
Well, if we were to be a source of news and people...
Well, we are a source of news right now.
So then people share us as a source of news to Canada. Then once again, under their bill,
they've got to pay us money.
They've got to pay us money.
How are they going to pay us money?
Well, see, I don't know, and I don't know how the Canadian government would force them to do that. And I don't know how the Canadian government are able to force their citizens to do a lot of the things that they're forcing them to do, like Bill C-16, which says that you must use the preferred pronouns of people, for example.
Well,
how is that being compelled?
We wouldn't fall into this category on YouTube because we're not in the news category, we're in the entertainment category.
We are now, yeah.
No, we have been for some time.
Canadians, just pay us money. If you can hear us, Canadians, go to patreon.com/chasingdescent, or indeed Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/chasingdescent, and renounce your Canadian citizenship and come and join us in our fair land of Veradora.
We just need cash. I know a lot of people want to send blankets or water. Just send your cash.
I mean, come on. The Y-Files has got over 20 people named Terry giving him money on Patreon.
Can't believe you count them.
Well, I was just so shocked at how many Terrys went past. Terry.
Did you stop it and rewind and count them? You sad man.
It's a lot of bloody Terrys.
Yeah, well, it's like I said though, we could be doing the same thing if we weren't controversial, and we just showed cat videos. We'd do the same thing.
We're not controversial though. We're really not.
No, we are controversial. We are the exact antithesis of what people want, right?
Because people want controversial.
People want people to pick a side and go all in on it, right? And I know this show's called All In, but they want people to pick a side and go all in on that side to the exclusion of everything. Even when something comes up that may be reasonable said by the wrong side, You're not allowed to put that forward as, well, you know, Biden actually has done this, and that's a good thing, right? Now, if you say that, you're on the wrong side on both sides, because you're promoting one guy and then you're promoting the other guy, and people go, these guys are they're just shilling for everybody. So
no, we're not doing that.
That's the problem, because we sit not on the fence, right? Because we are no Keir Starmer, right?
I do like to call us filthy fence sitters.
We're not fence sitters, though, because what we do is we look at things critically from both sides of the fence, and then decide where it should lie. We don't sit on the fence. We examine where on the fence the thing sits.
Well, Tony, there is a third way allowed. The John and Ben way. Come and join us.
Yeah, well, see, and this is the problem, because people don't like it. People, and you know, that's perfect. It's up to people whether they like it or not. But I think that does hamper our growth, because as soon, I mean, you see this on Twitter all the time, right? When you're talking to someone and you pull them up for something they've said, right? Or you don't even need to pull them up. You just need to point out, well, actually, maybe that was right, you know, and suddenly you're unfollowed or you're blocked. But you've been getting on with someone for like 2 years, and suddenly you're unfollowed or blocked because you said one thing that they didn't like. One thing, right? And this happens all the time on Twitter. And it's like, I love it when it happens, right? Because I think you're a twat. Because you think, if you were sitting down the pub with someone and I said, you know, say if we were sitting in the pub and I said to you, and you told me something, and I said, well, I don't agree with that. I think this is the case, blah, blah, blah. We'd have a conversation about it, and then you'd either go, well, you're right or you're wrong. I still think I'm right. And I would go, well, I still think I'm right, but let's get another beer, right? Okay, that's what would happen in real life. But on Twitter, it's, no, you're blocked. And I shall never speak to you again, because you have dared to disagree with me on one tiny, tiny little point.
Yeah, but
and that's what people are like on Twitter and Facebook and whatever.
Yeah, because they're I'm going to use a French term here, John. John, they are en retard.
En retard.
En retard.
They are indeed.
En retard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you are unable to stay following or talking to or interacting with somebody just because you disagree with them on one thing, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you're probably indoctrinated. Mm-hmm. You're probably brainwashed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no two human beings ever agree on everything.
Many things
Never.
do we disagree on.
Yeah. Many things. You know, sometimes he quite viciously shouts at me and I just hang up on him. And
They're like, don't you dare hang up on me.
Don't you? Yeah, it really gets to him when I hang up on him, and I know it. And so I hang up on him and I just go.
Yeah. I mean, we disagree on things all the time, but
yeah,
that's what people do. And the thing is, if you agree with everyone all the time, you're basically surrounding yourself with yes men. This is why I hate Gab and Telegram and all that, because they're just echo chambers where you're full of the same people.
Unfortunately, that's absolutely correct. And, you know, I use them only to share our content.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that Twitter would become what it was meant to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
And I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, I think what's her name, Yacarino or whatever her name has been in charge.
Yacarino, Linda Yacolt. We'll call her. She's definitely not good. She's definitely not good bacteria for your gut. Put it that way.
No, I think.
No.
I mean, did you see her latest tweet?
No. Oh, what the?
On Wednesdays, we will wear pink. No, we fucking won't. You twat.
Trudy doesn't use the other platforms and says Twitter is rubbish and having a few days out is highly recommended. Tony says it's not healthy for everyone to agree. You could be incorrect and everyone then in turn will be. Exactly. And do you know what? Remember, Tony, you're wrong and 97% of scientists agree.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, I mean, if you think back, let's think back to Galileo, right? Okay.
Yeah.
He was wrong, and the whole world thought he was wrong, and yet he wasn't. He was right. Science is not a consensus activity. It doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter how many people are sniffing your butt and saying, "Yeah, it smells nice." It doesn't.
Beats and Tapes makes a good point. Says no one's perfect, but a lot of people act like they are.
Yeah, they do.
Do you know what gets me?
Apart from me, I'm nearly always right.
Do you know what gets me? Is you see all these quote unquote, and I'm going to say it, influencers, right, on these social medias, on especially on Instagram and TikTok, who portray this perfect, glamorous lifestyle that they lead. And you know it's all a load of shit. Everyone knows it's all a load of shit.
Yeah.
Because we aren't perfect. We don't. I don't lead a glamorous lifestyle. I live in a 3-bedroom council house, and I ain't got a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna start turning around on these social medias and acting like I've got all of this stuff. And I mean, like John said, I mean, I'm looking at a frozen John smiling right now. That's what I'm looking at over there.
Oh, you are. I look a bit like that. I look a bit like the Jack Russell guy, don't I? Of course, because you can't. I can't use the other camera on that because it's being used on OBS.
Well, exactly. Right. So I'm looking at a frozen John smiling, listening to a disembodied voice, and seeing him on the other camera well out of time because I'm watching the show down there.
Do you want me? Do you want me to kill the feed on Ring Central?
Nah, I've been enjoying looking at your smiling face. Just leave it.
I look a bit like this, don't I?
Yeah, he does. He does. Trudy says, geez, I wish the life I portray on Twitter was false. But I'm not talking about you, Trudy. I'm not talking
it's not about you, Trudy.
I'm talking about these people that claim to have all of this, this lavish lifestyle and all this opulence and stuff like that. I mean,
yes, I just jumped into the Lambo and drove down to the private jet, flew across to Italy and had me some pizza. That kind of lifestyle, yeah.
Yeah, those people. And what you'll actually find out is they rented the Lambo, they rented the private jet, and now they're in mountains of debt.
Yeah,
right.
Because they didn't get the views that they hoped for.
Yeah, but like the rest of us, because we're all in some kind of bloody debt. Nobody really gets away with that anymore. Well,
unless you've got no money.
Tony says 10 bob millionaires. And well, if you were to believe the social medias, Tony, if you were to believe the Instagrams and the TikToks, and there's millionaires everywhere. Everywhere,
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Maybe they are. They are, and
let's come back to the real world. Let's go to the Baltic states and Latvia, right? So Latvia is in the EEC, isn't it?
I'm unsure.
Well, sorry, the EU or whatever they call it these days. I think it is, right? But Latvia, right, is going to send a letter to its 6,000 Russian residents.
Yes, it is.
In September, telling them to leave.
Is it?
Yeah. Now, Latvia,
I'm
as far as
checking this in real time.
You can fact check all you like, mate. You think I'm stupid, right?
No, I'm not saying you are.
So Latvia, as far as I'm aware, isn't at war with anyone.
He's right.
So why are they asking 6,000 Russian residents to leave? What's it got to do with them, or the people that live in Latvia?
Okay, so I'll actually tell you why. So this is on a Latvian website right now. So, okay. Up to 6,000 Russian citizens in Latvia are expected to receive official notices next month asking them to leave the country, according to Ingmars Lideker, head of the Parliament Commission on Citizenship, Migration and Public Mobilization. There are 5,000 to 6,000 of them. These are people who have not shown any desire either to take the exam or to obtain a temporary residence permit. They are silent according to the current legislation. The Office of Citizenship and Migration will simply have to send them a request to leave the country within 3 months. So they've not tried to get any kind of residency.
Okay. And how many... Yeah, okay.
They're picking on the Russians specifically.
Yeah, why are they picking on the Russians? How many Belarusians are there? How many Brits? How many Brits are there? Yeah. Yeah, because
the same thing.
I would expect them to do the same thing for the British that live in Latvia.
Well, the ones that haven't applied for any residency, yeah. Mr. Jungle Griffin says they'll seek asylum over there, and perhaps they do, or perhaps they'll, all of a sudden perk up the interest to go and take the exam.
Well, I don't think all you need to do is apply. It's not hard.
I guarantee you the application will be very hard to do because they'll all be booked up. Over the next month, people will be going, "Oh shit, I am not able to."
Yeah, but then they'll extend it. That's what the French did. They just extended the time.
Yeah. I mean, it is just it's pressure, isn't it? They're putting pressure on them to either buck up or ship out. And okay, I actually, I appreciate that sentiment as long as it's applied evenly across the board.
Yeah.
To everybody.
I suspect they are picking on the Russians.
I suspect so. I was in the old shopping centre last night because obviously the cinema's in the shopping centre, right?
Right.
And I'm going to get some photographs of what I saw for you, and you can put them up in Monday's pre-roll. I'm gonna go up there tomorrow. I'm going to get some photographs because they want us to give money to our local Ukrainian residents for Christmas.
Why?
I don't know. But it's not even like a little sign. They've pasted this message over an entire shop front.
No, think again, mate. Think again.
And then there's another one. And there's another shop front with another message about Ukrainians on it. And apparently we have a Eastbourne Ukraine hub.
Don't care.
I want to go find it. I'm interested. I want to know what this hub is and what it does.
Yeah, and yet people still can't get a council house.
Oh, no, they can if they're Ukrainian, yeah.
Yeah, no, but British people can't get a council house.
No, don't be silly, John. They're not priority.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know how long it took me to get one? Jesus, and I'm disabled, and I was in Band A.
Yeah, so,
which is, high priority.
So how did that work? How can people come from... okay, they're refugees, that's fine, right? If you're a refugee, you'd expect to put up with some hardship. But how can they come from a country as a refugee and get a house straight away? How does that work? I just don't understand how that works. How can the council find the money to do that when they can't house their own people?
Well, I don't know, because it always seems that the housing stock becomes available when required, doesn't it? Just not for people who have been waiting on lists for years.
Yeah, exactly.
We're only calling out what we see. And believe me when I tell you, I have seen this in person, in the council offices.
Yeah,
I've seen this in person.
The council are a bunch of scum. They really are. Across the board, councils are a bunch of scum.
I don't quite understand it. Is it a fear of being called racist?
No, they're just a bunch of scum. There's no other word to describe them. How else can you describe them? Because they are people that have got into their head that they are little, Hitlers.
They make the decisions.
Yeah, they make the decisions, and they will decide whether you're suitable or not. And
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's not up to you. It's they are what they are.
Look at Trudy here in the chat, 2 years and 5 months, and she was high priority in a homeless hostel, and presumably as either a single woman or a single woman with a child.
Yeah, but if you'd come from Ukraine, you'd be on one like tomorrow. And it wouldn't be a bad one, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be one in that shitty area, you know?
No, it wouldn't be. And do you know what? If you tell them you've got family coming, it'll be a 3-bedroom house. They'll find one.
Yeah.
They'll find one.
Yeah, so how does that
And
work?
like I say, I've seen it. I have literally seen...
I have no regard for the
I saw a woman...
the government of this country in any form whatsoever. They are
I'll tell you a story.
all utterly corrupt.
I'll tell you a story. I was in the council offices, and we were waiting to be seen. This must have been more than 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And a woman comes in who is from Ghana, and she is covered in gold.
Yep.
I mean, big, thick gold chains, gold rings.
Yep.
Right. And she says that the house that they have been offered is not suitable, and that her family are on the way on the plane right now. She needs something bigger. Right. Some time goes by, maybe an hour. And they come out, they say, we've confirmed with the airport that your family are indeed on their way. We will sort it.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there going, what? What? Won't even give us a 1-bedroom flat.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, this is what we've
You know
seen.
what?
This is what we have seen. And so you can understand
And the
people's
thing is,
upset. You can understand their resentment.
yeah, but the thing that gets me is the party, right, that should be for the common man, i.e. the Labour Party, right, are the worst when it comes to this. They're the worst. They provide less for the people that need it, that are British.
Julie says 30 years ago she ended up homeless. Housing association had her a flat within months as she was priority, full-time job. How times have changed. Well, times have changed.
Yeah.
They say they don't have the housing stock. Like I said, they say they don't have the housing stock. And then they find it. And if they don't find it, like Trudy says in the chat, the floating hotel with all the facilities.
Yeah.
And not just the facilities. Oh, we're going to give them things like festival
Oh, but they're not going to use
tickets
that, are they? Because it hasn't got a fire certificate.
Well, still, the offers being made to these. Right, I live in government, government owned, I guess, called council owned housing, right? Can I have tickets to Glastonbury, please?
They're £300 a go.
Yeah, but
Well,
the guys on the guys over on the boat were going to be allowed one.
Well, if I cried.
Yeah, they're going to get excursions like weekend tickets to festivals. Just given to them. Why? These are guys that have come across the channel illegally. And I say guys because they are 90 to 95% guys.
Yeah,
single
maybe
guys.
Maybe more, yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does make... It depends on how you look at it. It makes sense if you're trying to... It makes sense if you're trying to dilute the population to the point where you will never ever have a Conservative government again, right? Because...
Yeah, but it's the Conservative government that's doing this.
Well, yeah, I see that, and this is... The whole thing, it doesn't... You're right, it doesn't make sense. I mean, what are they trying to do?
It doesn't make sense.
Because these people aren't productive. They're not productive. They're not going to come in here and start companies and things. They're not going to employ people, you know? So
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go down those, it's a great replacement road or anything like that. I'm going to say it doesn't make sense until I see evidence as to why people get preferential treatment like this. I'm just going to say it happens. It shouldn't happen, and I don't know why it happens.
Yeah, I don't know why it happens either. I can't understand it.
I can't understand it.
So
And I would
anyway.
like to understand it. Because
Oh.
if there is a legitimate reason, I'm all ears.
Yeah, you've been waiting a while. So, so Russia has just been announced by the World Bank, despite those terrible sanctions that have been imposed on them for the last 2 years, right?
Nice and rich, aren't they?
Russia is now in the top 5 economic nations and is ahead of Germany.
Well, colour me surprised.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
So Russia is in the... let's just let that sink in, right? So this is a country that the US and Europe have effectively tried to isolate from the world, right?
Yeah.
They've effectively tried to isolate it from the world, and yet the World Bank have just turned around and said, yeah, they're doing that well, that they're now in the top 5 of economic nations.
Look, they went out, I mean, they said, you do not want trade with us, we will go make our own trading block and create bloody bricks.
Yeah, well, I know.
That's all they did. Shift their currency to the gold standard, create bricks. The resources.
Well, speaking of bricks, so, what's his name? Afwerki, right? Afwerki, who's a leader for an African nation. I can't remember exactly what African nation it is, but he had a chat with Putin and told him that Africa needs they need a new global reserve currency because the dollar's not working. And what he said was, the Americans don't produce anything; they just print money.
I mean, that's kind of true.
No, it's not kind of true. It's 100% true.
I was trying
there's no kind of about it. So
I was trying to be a little bit, you know.
The guy's right on the money, okay? I mean, he's right on the money, okay? And Putin, you can see Putin sitting there taking notes. And this guy's saying we need a new global currency that's backed by somebody that can produce something other than someone that can just print money.
Well, what exactly does America produce? And I mean, they used to be champions of industry. They really did. I mean, the whole Rust Belt is just dead.
Yeah, but they outsourced it to China. China!
Yeah, they outsourced it to the 100-acre wood. They outsourced it to the 100-acre wood, and Winnie the Pooh and all his pals work day and night to produce everything for everyone.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And we did the same thing. We did the same damn thing.
Oh, we outsourced our industry well before America did. I mean, we've been a service industry for many, many years now.
We were leaders of industry. We were innovators.
No, we weren't. We were leaders of strikes. That's what we were.
Beats and
down
Tape
tools,
says
lad. Down tools.
Beats and Tape says need to buy me a money printer one day. Then send it all to us. Send it all to us.
Yeah.
Just keep
We'll
printing
print
day and
money,
night.
Print money. So So and meanwhile, our interest rate is at 5.25%. That's going well, isn't it?
Oh, it's going so well. We're about to be kicked into recession. We really are. We're going to be kicked into recession.
No.
Officially.
It'll be a depression, mate. There's no recession here. We're going for full-blown depression.
Yeah, I mean, we've technically been in recession for quite some time.
Yes,
I
we
say
have.
Technically, off paper, but off paper because they just don't want to tell you. So, oh no, we're doing great. We're doing just fine. I mean, the price of a lot of the food on the shelf has effectively doubled in the last few months, but we're doing just fine. Yeah.
I know.
Andrew and Sophie are having a conversation in the chat.
Lovely.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I can see what's happening, and they don't have a clue. Oh, let's move on. Let's move on.
The
Let's go
thing
back
is,
to...
why would anyone want a one world government? What would that achieve?
Order.
Oh, hold on. But there's no money in order.
Yes, but there is concentrated money for the people providing the order.
No, I'm
Let's
explain
look
that
at every
one.
communist. Well, let's look at every communist dictatorship that goes.
Well,
right?
they've all failed.
Well, they've all failed, but let's look at Venezuela. Let's look at Venezuela. You know, Salt Bay making the old steak and making all of that for is it Maduro?
Venezuela's a failed state.
Yes, but listen, the point I'm making is that the people at the top of these things are always nice and fat and wealthy, whilst everybody else starves and it all falls apart.
Yeah, but that's a very short-term look at things, because what are you going to do when your country falls apart? And if your country is the world, what are you going to do when the world falls apart and there's nobody there to look after you?
Let me be completely honest with you, John. Most of the people that want to do this are going to be dead within 30 years anyway, because they're all really, really old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't care about beyond 30 years time, because they won't be here to pick up the pieces of the mess that they created.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have a great time all the while they're in charge. Then they'll die fat and rich and wealthy, whilst everything else falls apart, and nobody else has to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And I am just going to start screwing here before I go back to Ukraine, because I am going to go back to Ukraine. But for once again, Jesus Christ, people, and I apologise, because I'm going to be like John now. You know where John says things and has a bit of an attitude and says things that people don't like? Well, I'm about to do that, because fucking Nuremberg 2 is trending on Twitter again.
Carry on.
You are not getting a Nuremberg 2. It's not happening. These people are never going to be held to account. I wish people would accept that. And I understand how bad that is. And I understand people don't want to hear it. But when are these people ever held to account for the things that they do to us? They're not. I mean, go back to what I was talking about on Wednesday. You've just seen an activist by the name of Geza Terriani on Wednesday found guilty of harassing Matt Hancock. Matt Hancock has not been found guilty of anything. But the guy that chased him down and had a go at him on the tube, he's been found guilty. The deck is stacked, people, and it is not stacked in our favour. Just the reality of the situation, and it's not something that I like telling you. It's not something I want to tell you. It's not something that, you know, we want to be true, but it is. I'm sorry. I really am. Trudy says, even I know this, Ben, even though I'd want it, it will never happen. Sophie, in response to Sophie's comment, I saw 3 in the supermarket today. 3. I was like, what? What's going on there? But, and thank you, Militant Mushroom. And like I say, I'm sorry if I upset people with this dose of reality, but it is reality. Just look at the situation. Look at the state of play. And I mean, Matt Hancock, you know, let's go with the argument. Let's go with the argument that the people, you know, the people who believe the narrative but are angry at Hancock went with for a minute. He broke his own damn rules. He was caught on camera. Not quite in 4K, because those cameras are pretty shitty. But he broke his own rules. And in doing so, had no punishment. Nothing. He's not been prosecuted.
OBS is back.
OBS is alive again. Well, the EOS webcam utility just died at the exact same time as OBS came on, which is interesting.
Maybe that's what.
I'm going to suggest something to you. Remove your EOS webcam utility as a source in any scene in OBS. Because I think what the issue is and what's freezing it is that both programs are trying to use it at once.
Possibly. I could try that. Yeah, and just use EOS, the webcam utility on. Sorry, people, we're just having a technical discussion.
either remove the EOS webcam utility as a source from OBS.
Yeah, and just use it on Ring Central.
And just use it on Ring Central and then capture the screen.
Yeah. Or vice versa.
That's what I think. Pick one. Don't have it as a selected source or a usable source in the other, because I think that's what's killing it.
Good. That's a good. I'll try that, Ben. I'll try that. That's good.
You do that.
I like your thinking. Right,
Tony
okay.
says, you're quite right, Ben. The evildoers will sacrifice anyone and everyone before they will allow themselves to be held to account. They're not going to be held to account.
Nobody's getting held to account.
Right? Nobody's getting... It really annoys me when I see this start to trend, because it's not going to happen, people. There is going to be no Nuremberg 2. It's not happening.
No, it's not.
And once again, you know, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, because I'd love to see these people held to account, but I'm just a realist. And that's hopefully why you come to these shows, because we will give you the unfettered, unfiltered, real opinion, I guess.
Yeah, we'll give it to you straight. We'll give it to you straight, people.
Yeah,
we will
yes,
indeed.
Militant Mushroom. The rules they then decided were only guidelines because Matt Hancock broke them. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, they were only guidelines. No one coerced you. You didn't have to take it to keep your job.
Well, while he was in the jungle, he was like, well, you know, they were just guidelines.
Of course they were.
Just guidelines, people. I haven't seen any of the hearings in Australia, and I'm not going to mention the word you've put there, but I have not seen any of those hearings. No, I have not. I'll take a look into it, though.
Right. Tell me.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Go on, ask me.
Why is there an American man, an American transgender woman named Sarah Ashton Cirillo, as sitting in a studio?
No, hold on. That's Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo of the Ukrainian Army.
No, this is an American man.
No, this is Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo of the Ukrainian Army. Spokesperson.
No, it's not.
Spokesperson for the Ukrainian Army. Yes, it is.
Why is there an American man as a spokesperson for the Ukrainian Army?
You're going to get done for misgendering.
Why is there an American woman? I apologise.
Because that's Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo, spokesperson for the Ukrainian Army, the Lord Haw-Haw of the day, the Baghdad Bob. Do you remember Baghdad Bob?
No.
Do you not remember Baghdad Bob? He used to go on Iraqi TV and go, no, Iraq is still winning. There is no problems here. The Americans, the Americans are nowhere near us. Meanwhile, in the background, you can see American tanks going down the street.
Do you remember during the lockdowns, the Chinese rolled out a British Mr. Bean impersonator to entertain them during lockdown? I'm also locked in my... They seem to do this, don't they? They're like, oh, we have Western propagandists. We should use them.
Why is Andrew saying there are no tanks in Baghdad? There were in 1991.
Yeah, but that's but Sarah Ashton, Sergeant
Sarah Ashton Cirillo, or Krillo, or whatever her name is,
has informed us, as was in the pre-roll, in his so feminine voice, basically that the SBU court Gonzalo.
SBU. It's like a primary child saying SBU.
Look, listen. Even if this show goes yellow, thanks to our good citizen and grease monkey Dreadeye, we've made more money in super chats than we would have made off ads anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you.
We do. We love you dearly. And if anybody else wants to give us a super chat, just click that little dollar sign.
You're
down
right,
there.
Andrew. I'm sorry, I was behind the times there. So,
oh, okay. So anyway, why is this person? I've got a video here. This person was a man up until 2020, it would appear. Up until 2020, and
if you once were a man, can you ever not be a man?
Well, I don't know. That's a riddle.
It's just for the YouTube censors, just an existential question, you know.
It's an existential question.
Existential question.
Also, do you know what, John? You should get a bowler hat with the Riddler logo on.
Should
and,
I?
Anytime you want to ask a controversial question,
just
stick the Riddler hat on.
Yeah, I could do. That's a good one. Yeah.
Riddle me this.
Yes.
How many roads must Sarah Ashton Cirillo walk down before you can call him a woman?
Yeah, I think you've just sealed the fate for this one. Anyway, right, okay. Yeah, come back to us, Ben. Stop dissolving into... It wasn't that funny. The SNP want the public to name Hull 802.
Yes, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is one of the ferries.
It's the second ferry, which is now more than 6 years late.
We've been talking about these ferries on the show since day one.
Yeah.
They're still not here.
But they've got windows.
Remember when they painted them on?
Yeah, for Nicola's visit.
Yeah.
Oh, Herr Sturgeon is coming. Ober Lieutenant General Sturgeon is coming. We better get windows in. Well, we don't have time to get windows in. Let's just paint them on.
Get the paintbrushes out, boys. Tony,
and you know, it would be funny. It would be funny if we were just joking about it, but no, they actually painted windows onto the ferries. I've got a name for the ferry. Here's my name for it. I think it should be called the Great White Elephant.
I think it should be called BLTN. And people will go, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, people will, because that's not really an explanatory name, is it?
Well, because I don't think that they sit there and paint better late than never on the side of a ship.
Okay. Yes. Your jokes are getting a bit daddish.
Spencer says, I hope they remember to cut the bottoms off the doors. Well, it is Herr Sturgeon, Scotland. Yeah, yep.
That video was floating around on Twitter as well. You know, if a door is hung in such a way as to impede the free flow of air.
Just cut the bottom off.
Hold on. What's a door meant to do?
Impede the free flow of air.
I don't think she's grasped exactly what a door's meant to do.
It's meant to seal a room, is it not?
From entry and egress of persons and unwanted vapours and air, perhaps. She's on retard.
She's on retard.
Right. Tell me about Mia Khalifa.
Oh, Mia
Who's
Khalifa.
been giving people marriage advice, apparently.
She has.
Why?
Good old Mia.
Right, so
she's got
what is
more than
Mia
one
Khalifa?
failed...
I asked you this morning. I mean, I know now, but at the time I'm going, who is Mia Khalifa and why
Mia
would you
Khalifa,
not take marriage advice from her?
Mia Khalifa is an adult movie star.
Okay.
And also an OnlyFans, star with more than one failed marriage. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Who makes all of that, raunchy adult content.
Okay. And yeah, so why is she giving people marriage advice? Which is obviously not very good at it.
She's not very good at it, and anyone that marries somebody who then goes and sleeps with another bunch of men for money, I'm sorry, men, you're an idiot.
Or an incel. Or a near incel. Near incel.
Or a near incel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Don't take advice from, don't take marriage advice from women who are doing that as well.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right, okay, where are we? Eris?
Well, Eris?
Eris.
Eris.
It's because of Barbenheimer. Eris is on the up. Have we talked about this already?
Yeah, the new Coof variant.
Yeah.
Right?
We didn't name it.
Well, you say it's because of Barbenheimer. Is there any proof of this, or are they just saying it?
It just appears to be supposition.
Yeah, they're just going, oh, lots of people went to the cinema. Now they've got the Coof. Oh no, but we can't even tell you whether or not those people who have got the Coof were in the cinema. We're just saying lots of people went to the cinema, and now people are getting the Coof.
Yeah.
That must be the same thing.
That just doesn't compute.
Of course it doesn't compute, because especially in a Cineworld where, listen, they still have the COVID rules in a Cineworld. Not most of them, but when you book a ticket for you go and try this.
You can't book one next to someone else.
You have to leave at least 2 empty seats between groups of people.
Well, how did you end up with a cinema 3/4 full then?
Because the groups were quite large.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So right. Let's move away from that and move on to unruly airplane passengers seems to be on the increase. Apparently, unruly airplane passengers is up 47%. Right.
Well, people haven't flown in a while.
Pardon?
And that motherfucker ain't real.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of that, and it's weird, right? So, an air marshal has come up with the theory that many of the cabin crew left because of the stupid rules.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years, right? Airlines got fed up with passengers testing their stupid rules over the last couple of years. And basically what we have now is we have a group of people flying in budget airlines, basically, with cabin crew that are not customer service orientated.
I think you could be right.
And basically, it's just causing friction all the time.
I'll tell you, the few times that I flew during the height of the Coof, when everybody was supposed to not be able to leave the country, and I just rocked up to Gatwick Airport and flew off, yeah?
Yeah.
And nobody questioned nothing, I might ask.
Yeah.
I flew completely without sans covering, even though that was one of the rules. I was just very polite, and I showed my autism, language, and I said, and they were the cabin crew were very customer service oriented. They were very nice. They were very accommodating. They even bought me drinks, John, on EasyJet. They bought me drinks.
Careful now.
What?
You're getting to the point where, one, you may be exposing too much, and secondly, I'll be hitting the milk it button if you keep on this thing.
You got some inner side boob there. They got some inner side boob. Thank you for pointing that out, John. But no, they were very customer service oriented. But I think you're right. I think they got fed up.
Yeah.
I think they got fed up and they left. What was that? Beats and Tates says, I've seen there is a sunbed crisis too. What does that mean?
Don't know.
Sophie says they don't really need to be customer service focused anymore because their flights are still full. Well, I don't know, because I can get a flight to...
They're not really.
Yeah, I can get a return flight in the middle of August from Stansted to Denmark for under 40 quid.
Yeah, that's good.
That is very good.
Yeah.
I don't think flights are full.
No,
I mean,
they're not.
I really don't.
If they were full, they'd be a lot more expensive than that. Right, where are we? Jeremy Vile was lucky to escape death.
Again?
As he went over the handlebars of his penny farthing. which, as you know, stands more than 6 foot high. Well, you know what, Jeremy? Why the hell are you riding such a ridiculous contraption?
I'm riding around on my penny farthing, don't you know?
I mean, that's just ridiculous. You know why we don't ride about on penny farthings anymore? Do you know that? Do you know why?
Because people were sticking things in the wheels?
Oh, no. Do you know why we don't ride about in penny farthings? Because we invented gears.
Oh, dear.
Complete
Trudy
and
says,
utter plonker.
Tony wants to know, is the bike okay?
I have no idea. So I saw a couple of videos today from some mad Irish woman called the Biking Granny or something, right? Who, in my view, just appears to be an Irish female older version of Jeremy Vile, right? She appears to go down the street seeking to try and... She's got a camera front and back, right?
She just drives around. Look at all these fucking
Yeah,
cars.
look at
all these fucking cars.
He scared the hell out of me by overtaking me completely on the other side of the road, right?
Oh,
you know,
he must have been 6 meters away from me.
Exactly. I mean, these people are just rubbish. They're just rubbish. I mean, and people are going, oh no, she's quite genuine. She doesn't go and seek problems. Well, she just fucking did in the videos I saw. Because
she's riding around with 2 cameras on. She's seeking problems.
Yeah, a guy literally overtook her completely on the other side of the road, and she said, he scared the big Jesus out of me.
Oh no, I nearly lost my fucking potatoes.
I mean, what the hell is it with these people? What is it with cyclists? Why are they such arseholes? Yes, and I'm looking at you, Vaughn. Yeah, and it's not as if you could not hear the car coming because it had a rather loud exhaust. But yeah, I mean that that was ridiculous. She's another Jeremy Vile. That's all she is.
I could not hear the car coming because I was too busy listening to Lizzo.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God. And that's exactly what she sounds like, Ben. Is it you? Is it you? Are you doing this?
I should go around on my mobility scooter, shouldn't I? Just go, you fucking assholes! You fucking assholes!
There was a classic today, right? A guy is riding his bike and he has a pole with a big sign and an arrow on it sticking out.
I saw this.
I mean, if anyone is ever asking for trouble, it was him. What did they seriously expect to happen? What a complete and utter idiot.
Trudy says there's a cyclist that comes into her shop dressed like an numpty. Please tell me he's wearing all the skin tight stuff.
Right, see these guys that dressed in, I mean, I call them mammals because they're usually middle-aged men in lycra, right? But why? Who told them that was a good look? I mean, I used to see these guys when I worked. I used to see them in the station in the morning, you know, wheeling their bike. And there's nothing worse on a commuter train than some clown coming on with a bike, right? Well,
with his pointed back helmet and his
if you want to cycle to work, mate, cycle to work. Don't get the train to work and then cycle the last 10 yards. Cycle to work. But yeah, so I mean, they're nothing worse than idiots on trains with bikes. One, because it's Scotland, so it's always raining, so the bike's always dripping wet, and Scotland's manky, so it's always dripping wet, dirty water.
Aye.
So you obviously don't
Aye.
want to go anywhere near these guys, so you keep them away. But it's just like, trains are just horrible. You know, commuting trains are just horrible. Anyway,
I try and avoid them as much
you've been
as
walking
possible.
across the concourse, and there would be these guys pushing their bikes across the concourse. It's full of people trying to get to their work, wearing suits and things, right? And these clowns dressed in lycra, and it's like, I haven't had my breakfast yet, and I feel sick.
John,
I feel
you
sick.
You ain't seen nothing until you've tried to navigate the London Underground on a fucking mobility scooter. Right?
Yeah,
You ain't seen nothing. And I've done that 4 times.
Yeah,
And in
they're
fact,
just.
I remember. I think I was with Shalini and Vaughan actually, and we did it. This was different. I've done it more than 4 times, and we had to get from wherever this protest ended back to Parliament Square, back to Westminster, 'cause
Yeah.
that's where my car was. And my God, I have never used so many lifts in one station in my life just to get out.
Shoes must have been huge.
But no, the queues weren't that bad, right?
No, I said your shoes must have been huge. Right, carry on.
I think it was 6 lifts.
In the event of fire, do not use lifts in your shoes.
I think it was 6 lifts to get to the platform I was on up to the
Do you
street
mean
level.
elevators?
Elevators, yeah. Elevators. Risers.
Right, anyway, yeah, okay.
Why is Eddie Izzard trending? What has she done now?
Well, she's standing for Brighton Park or something?
Oh, for God's sake, he's standing for Brighton.
No, he. You're right, it's Eddie Izzard, that's a he.
Yeah,
Is he
you're allowed
standing
to
as
call
Eddie
him.
Izzard, or is he See, somebody said his name was Sarah at the weekends. I thought it was Susan.
Well, I don't know what he says. Call me Eddie or Sarah. I think it's Sarah.
Sarah? I thought it was Susan. I would have called them Susan.
Yeah. Fighter for the North, Izzard, standing in Brighton, say Guido Fawkes.
Brighton.
Right, yeah, Brighton.
Brighton Pavilion, apparently, whatever that means.
So that's where Caroline Lucas has held for the Greens for God knows how long. Years.
Right, okay.
So trying to steal that seat from the Greens and trying to use the fact that Eddie Izzard to get the vote, quite frankly. And I guarantee you he goes on the ballot as Eddie Izzard. You watch. He will go on the ballot as Eddie Izzard.
Of course he will, yeah.
Will not go on the ballot as Susan or Sarah or whatever he says you can call him.
Yeah.
It will be Eddie Izzard. And I would also imagine on vote day, on election day, he'd probably be dressed up just like he was in Ocean's 11 again.
Yeah.
Because
complete
he
with
recently
moustache.
he recently did a Netflix movie just as a man, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Right. Let's go to Wales.
Okay.
So Wales have done it again. They've jumped the shark.
Well, whatever they've done, I hope you're going to tell me. But sorry, Julie. Sorry, Dreadeye.
So Wales have come up with a disabled drag troupe.
A what?
A disabled drag troupe.
One more time?
A disabled drag troupe.
Where do I sign up?
I don't know if you qualify because they don't appear to be physically disabled.
Well, I walk around on a walking stick most of the time, John.
No, they don't appear to be
Oh, they
physically.
don't?
No.
So-
They appear to be mentally disabled. They look like Down syndrome and things like that. It looks quite sad.
It sounds like exploitation.
It does. I don't like it.
It just sounds like exploitation.
I thought it was going to be funny, but it's not really.
No, that's like you say. That's just sad. Andrew said you'd have to burlesque Ben, get him a swing. I'm in. Get me a swing.
Why would you want to dress up in women's? Well, mind you, you do have a penchant for dressing up, don't you?
I don't even need a wig. I don't even need a wig. I'm all good. Call me Desiree.
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 But only on the weekends.
Only on Sunday between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Pardon
On
me.
Sunday between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m. you can call me Desiree. Oh no. I see a name trending, John.
Who?
And when you see a name trending, you wonder if that person has died.
Joe Pasquale?
Paul Chuckle.
All right. Oh, no, he's dead. Did he not die a few days ago? Why is Rachel Riley twending? Twending?
No, he's not dead.
No?
No, he's not dead. Why is he trending then? Oh, he was on the last leg. Well, or was he not on the last leg? I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know what Rachel Riley's done, but she might have offended some people.
She offends people all of the time.
Yeah, she's done well then. So, Rachel Riley replying to Rob Beckett comic. You two, I'd like to add Ronan Park to your list of lookalikes. Was told that myself last week. Nice being Aryan with you. She's done it, hasn't she? She's really gone and done it.
She's used the word.
Yeah, she has.
She's used the word.
Yeah. Lovely girl.
Do you know what someone once said to me? Someone once said to me.
Yeah.
And I won't say who, but you know who, right? You do. They don't.
Yeah.
But someone who is not white said to me, if we go to Ukraine together,
yeah,
if we bump into the Azov, I'll just look at you, because I was blonde and blue-eyed at the time. I'll just tell them he's my Aryan.
Yeah.
And you know exactly who said that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the World Swimming Association have banned transgender men from competing in women's swimming events.
Well, I was actually about to go there because Leah Thomas is trending because Leah Thomas is banned from competing against women.
Well, yeah, but that's because that's a transgender
woman, a trans woman.
Right. See, I get confused. Right.
Right.
What's a trans woman? Is that a man that's become a woman?
Yes. So if they were once a man and are now to be referred to as a woman, or think that they are a trans woman. Okay.
So and they haven't. Right. So they're not a. Right. So a trans woman. So a trans man would be a woman that's become a man.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So a trans man would
Look
now
how
have
much
to
my chair has gone down.
Yeah, it has.
This is ridiculous.
So yes, a trans man.
I need a new chair, people. Send me money.
So you can become a patron at patreon.com/chasing descent, or indeed a Ko-fi at ko-fi.chasing descent, and we appreciate.
I look like Cherie. Well, I don't look like Cherie, but
I'm sad. I'm really sad.
I look like a dwarf.
For anything, I'm so sad we didn't come up with anything for her to do tonight. We'll have to have her on early next week, I think, to make up for it.
It's been I don't know. It's been a kind of weird news day, week, whatever. It's not been as good as it could have been.
Yeah, well, you say that. We've absolutely managed to smash 2 hours.
Yeah.
Even with your technical problems.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some laughs. There's been some cries. There's been a whole big dose of pilling from me when it comes to the what's it called? Fucking Nuremberg Fake 2. I think it's been good.
Okay.
Trudy says,
cool.
Have GB News dropped Dan yet? No.
Don't care.
But
don't care.
Mail Online have currently suspended Dan.
I don't care. I'm not interested in it. The GB News, I'm not interested in. They're a fake organisation. Dan Wooten, don't care. He's an Australian. He's of no consequence.
He's not an Australian. He's a New Zealander. He's a Kiwi.
That's even worse. New Zealanders, Australians are of no consequence, and New Zealanders are just completely irrelevant, in my book.
You prejudiced Scottish fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just too far away to be relevant to anything.
I mean,
really, who cares what happens in New Zealand? Really? Look, they sealed themselves off for the world for 2 years and nobody missed them. That just sums it up in a nutshell, does it not? Yeah, we're just closing our borders. We'll not have any tourists for 2 years. And somebody goes,
okay.
What happened to New Zealand? Like, never. Nobody missed them. And then when they opened up the borders, they got the same thing as everybody else, except they got it with spades. Which is exactly what we said was going to happen. And it did.
That's because we are your single source of truth.
We are. You cannot delay the inevitable, people. It will come to you. It will always catch you in the end, and it will bite you hard in the ass.
And if you've enjoyed the show, do not forget to hit that like button before you leave. Please do not forget.
Do not.
And also, one more thing. Just remember, people. Brandon 24, he had 24. The other guy arrested.
Yeah, he had the other guy arrested, put in jail, and tied up.
And on that note, if you have enjoyed this and are able to provide a little value for the value in return for the value that we may or may not provide you, please consider supporting us, helping us grow. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share the show out, let people know we are here. And if you want to go that extra mile, you can become a citizen of our fair land of Veradora by becoming a citizen at Patreon, patreon.com/chasing descent, or indeed Ko-fi, ko-fi.com.
Become a citizen at Ko-fi.
Yeah, you can do so. If you
it's the way to go. Ko-fi's the way to go.
the pinned comment, there are links.
Thank you. And with that,
hit them. Yeah, John, you can say goodbye. You say goodbye. I'm off.
We'd like to bid you adieu. As always, it's been great. For you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah,
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those math mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe.
So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown.
They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.